Hello, my rubber hearts, and welcome back to another episode on all things rubber. Did you know that the rubber industry in the United States has played a critical role in the economy for decades, influencing everything from automotive, manufacturing to healthcare? But how has this industry fared under different administrations? Today, we dive into the state of the rubber industry under the Trump administration and compare it with its performance under the Biden administration. Was the rubber industry better off under Trump? Or have the Democrats under Joe Biden and possibly Kamala Harris in the future driven better results? Let's explore the facts, figures, and policies to uncover the truth. Before we delve into the specifics of each administration, let's take a moment to understand the significance of the rubber industry in the United States. Rubber, both natural and synthetic, is a key material used in a vast array of products, from tires to medical devices and even consumer goods. The US's rubber industry is divided into two main sectors: the manufacturing of rubber products and the importation of natural and synthetic rubber materials. In recent years, the US rubber industry has generated billions of dollars in revenue, with major players like Goodyear, Michelin, and Bridgestone leading the market. The US also relies heavily on imports of natural rubber, primarily from countries like Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam, as domestic production is minimal. The Trump administration, which held office from 2017 to 2021, was marked by a strong focus on manufacturing and trade policies. One of the major policies that impacted the rubber industry was the imposition of tariffs on Chinese imports as part of the broader trade war with China. These tariffs affected the rubber industry in multiple ways. On one hand, tariffs on Chinese rubber products aim to protect American manufacturers from cheaper imports. On the other hand, the cost of raw materials and rubber components increased, squeezing margins for US manufacturers who relied on imported inputs. The rubber industry experienced mixed results during the Trump years. Domestic production saw a slight boost due to the protectionist policies, but the overall growth of the industry was hampered by higher production costs and retaliatory tariffs from other countries. The US rubber industry revenue increased slightly by approximately 2 to 3%. From 2017 to 2018, the US rubber industry revenue increased slightly by approximately 2 to 3%. In 2019, industry growth slowed due to the escalating trade tensions, with a revenue growth of just 1.5%. In 2020, the pandemic caused a significant decline, with the industry contracting by nearly 10%. In 2020, the rubber industry, like many others, was heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to a sharp decline in demand, particularly in the automotive sector. However, it's worth noting that Trump's administration provided financial relief to businesses, including those in the rubber industry, through stimulus packages and the Paycheck Protection Program. When Joe Biden took office in 2021, the US was still grappling with the economic fallout from the pandemic. The Biden administration's approach has focused on recovery, sustainability, and rebuilding supply chains. Let's examine how these policies have influenced the rubber industry. One of Biden's key initiatives was the American Jobs Plan, which proposed significant investments in infrastructure, including transportation, which directly impacts the demand for rubber products like tires and seals. Additionally, Biden's administration has been more open to international trade and cooperation, easing some of the trade tensions that escalated under Trump. The rubber industry has seen a modest recovery under Biden. As infrastructure projects gain momentum, the demand for rubber products started to rise. Moreover, the easing of tariffs on certain imports helped reduce costs for manufacturers who rely on imported rubber materials. In 2021, the US rubber industry saw a partial recovery with a revenue increase of about 5% as the economy began to reopen and infrastructure projects rolled out. In 2022, continued growth with an estimated 4% increase in industry revenue, driven by increased domestic demand and a more stable trade environment. In 2023, further improvements as the Biden administration's focus on green energy and electric vehicles created new opportunities for rubber manufacturers, particularly in the production of tires and components for electric vehicles. Another important factor has been the Biden administration's push towards sustainability and green energy. This has led to increased investment in electric vehicles, which in turn has benefited the rubber industry, especially in the tire manufacturing sector. However, challenges remain, particularly with ongoing supply chain disruptions and inflationary pressures. So, how does the rubber industry under Trump compare to the industry under Biden? Let's break it down. Under Trump, the rubber industry experienced a protective but turbulent environment due to tariffs and trade wars. While some domestic production benefited, overall growth was stunted by higher costs and global trade tensions. The industry was also severely impacted by the pandemic in 2020. In contrast, the Biden administration has overseen a recovery period with a focus on infrastructure and sustainability driving demand. The easing of trade tensions and investment in new technology, such as electric vehicles, has provided new growth opportunities for the rubber industry. While challenges like supply chain disruptions persist, the overall sentiment in the industry has been more positive during Biden's tenure. The rubber industry in the United States has faced unique challenges and opportunities under both administrations. While Trump's policies provide some protection to domestic manufacturers, they also introduce volatility that hindered growth. On the other hand, Biden's administration has focused on recovery and sustainability, fostering a more stable environment for growth, albeit with some ongoing challenges. As we look to the future, the rubber industry will continue to evolve, shaped by the policies and priorities of the administration in power. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for a more in-depth analysis on how rubber affects industries that impact your daily life. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode of My Rubber Heart.